This is week 10 of Monday Meet the Creators Subscribers Q&A. Join us in the video for our guest for this week. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Martin. This is Lego Fan UK, and welcome to week 10 of Monday Subscribers Q&A. Yes, week 10 already. Can't believe how quick it's gone. We've had Christmas and we're coming into the new year, 2021. Yeah, you can't wait. Let's see what happens. Anyway, this is going to be my introduction to our new guest, and our new guest is none other than Chris, aka Bricking It.
Howdy. You all right? How's it going?
Yes, not bad. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good, yeah. Good Christmas, good everything, yeah. I think probably drank too much, ate too much, but hopefully I still fit on the camera. I think I've gained about 3 stone over Christmas. But,
Did you get wide angle for Christmas?
Yeah, I've got a new lens on the camera just to make me fit in. But yeah, good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I've got to say, I've had a bit of a test on the old COVID front, which is not nice. Yeah. If I do cough throughout this video, guys, I do apologise. I'll try and edit as much as I can out of me coughing. Got some water just in case.
It was good. I've got coffee. It's early in the morning.
Yeah, I've had coffee already. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Chris. Really appreciate it.
No worries at all, man.
It's good to get you on here. We've got some good questions. So what we'll do when you're ready, we'll go straight into it, see what we've got. We've got some interesting ones. I've had a little brief look through there. It looks like we've got some fun ones.
I probably should have prepared for these, shouldn't I?
No. I find it better when people don't prepare, because it's quite a fun one, I think.
Oh no.
There's some nice easy ones, and I think there's some that are a little bit strange.
Well, it's probably my subscribers coming over because I'm strange, so sometimes you attract those people as well.
We'll start off with a nice easy one. This one's from Cabbage Face. He's saying, how long have you been collecting Lego?
Oh man. So my collection's a weird one. I don't know about you, Martin, but I started like around 2013, 2014 with, I think that's when Star Wars UCS sets had started getting good with like the X-Wing and the Slave One and stuff like that. So I originally started collecting those and a little of these smaller ones for the minifigs. And then we were living in a flat at the time, so I collected a lot of those big ones and they kind of took up too much room. And then I think it was the Ewok village that came out, and Steph was like, "You're not having that. It's too big. Where are you going to put it?" And then as soon as I couldn't have one of the big sets, I kind of went into a little bit of a dark age with Lego and just collected the minifigures. And I've been doing that for the Star Wars ones on and off now since this year. But I think this year, really, at the start of COVID and getting into other Lego themes other than Star Wars is when really my big collection's taken off. Most of this is from this year, which is just mad. But yeah, so Star Wars probably 6 to 7 years, but Lego itself, everything else, really just like the last 12 months, which, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I think this year's gone mad, hasn't it? There's a lot of good stuff. And being on YouTube doesn't help either, does it? Because you see,
it really doesn't. Because, like I said, because my original collecting is more the UCS, the bigger, the more like display stuff. And this year with Lego, every month they've done a D2C set, and it's just mad because you want to get it. It's like, oh, that's cool. And then you just got these massive models. Everyone, it's like, where do I put them? So yeah, it's crazy. I hope they don't do that this year, but I think we're already lined up for a load of the big ones coming out. So it's just crazy.
I think that we are. I think and obviously is that the reason why you're up in the attic?
So I started when I started the channel. Well, originally it was in the dining room, the very first videos, and then I brought a couple of them into my office, which is where because I worked from home anyway, even before COVID, and so I had a little bit of space there. But then it kind of got way too much there. So Lego started invading the house, which I just didn't want to happen. So yeah, I decided one day, this is our bedroom before. And one day when Steph was out, I moved the bed downstairs and was like, we can sleep in this room now. And she's like, okay. So yeah, moved it up here. So you can at least close the door and the Lego's out of the way then in the house. So yeah, that's the reason. I think everyone wants a man cave for Lego, don't they? It's the thing, it's the dream. So yeah.
It definitely does start appearing everywhere, doesn't it? And you think, oh, whoops, why is that?
It really does. When you see these people like, oh, I stepped on a Lego brick. I step on a Lego brick randomly in the house and I don't even know where it's come from. It's like falls out of the sky, I think. It'd be like miles away from the Lego room. There's just a brick there somehow. I don't know how I got there, but yeah, it does. It starts appearing everywhere. And then you can get too much and then you're like, oh no, I can't even open the door, and there's a Lego set there staring at me. So yeah, not good.
Or just like falls out your pocket, or the dog picks it up, or something, don't they?
Oh,
or the
I
wife.
forgot about that one. I forgot about that minifigure pack I just picked up from WH Smith's.
I had that yesterday. I found 2 random, just little 1x1 plates, just on the landing.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know where they come from.
it's so weird. Yeah, it is. It's really strange. Like I was in the kitchen the other day and there was like just studs on the floor, and I was like, where? And obviously you've got dogs as well, so you don't want them to eat the Lego. So you're like,
Yeah.
where's that come from? But with my dog, we're pretty lucky. I don't think he really cares about it. But I know some people's dogs have attacked their stuff. So yeah, it's always a concern with pets and things in the house with Lego as well.
I did see one. I know we're going off on a complete tangent. I did see one post on Facebook. Someone had got the Ewok village for Christmas, and their dog had literally ripped the box to pieces.
Oh my god, that's not good. I mean, I'm not too much of a box person anyway, but like, still, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah, they put it brand new as well.
Oh, well, that's not good because retired. Yeah, if you're going to get it secondhand, you might, you save a bit of money. But yeah, brand new sealed in box. Oh no,
not good.
No, definitely not.
We're going to move to the next question. This is from Just Build It. He's asking about your theme music. So he said, how did you find your theme music? And you put a link to it as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, so I put in the comments section, I always put the link to it because, so I think like everyone, if you look at, like, if you're starting up a channel, obviously Lego's expensive anyway. So you always try and cut corners wherever you can, like with everything else, so like cameras, lighting equipment, whatever you can get. And music's really expensive, really expensive. So I just literally just typed in free copyright music. And then you get some places like Ben Sound do quite a few good ones. And this one I think was on like a random YouTube playlist. And I just grabbed a couple of them. And then, yeah, I had a different theme tune to start with and different ones. And then someone messaged me saying, can you please change this music? It's awful for the one I had before. So I just changed it to a different one. And then this one kind of stuck. So yeah, it's kind of like that. You just find stuff. I think eventually, I think I said when I'd hit, well, I've just done a slight little rebrand yesterday. I might look at changing it, but then that involves a subscription to something like Epidemic Sound or something, and that's more money every month. So I don't know yet, but yeah, that's it really. It was just find a song that people don't get annoyed at. That was pretty much, the theme song. So, but yeah, people really seem to like it now, and yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Hopefully it's okay to use because obviously it says so in the YouTube description, but you never know with getting free music online. You really don't know if you're allowed to. So if that's the case, if all my videos all of a sudden get removed, it's because it's got that song in every single video. So,
like, as long as you put a post, a comment or a tag in your video, it's usually fine, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I do. Like in every single description, it's got the guy and the link, like because that's what a lot of people do ask me, like where I got it from. And they will say like it's in the description, like no matter even if I've used any music, just to be safe, like just put it in there just in case. So
yeah, definitely worth doing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's quite a good little question there. We've got one from next one. I think you know him. Is Generic Stud.
Who's that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's that annoying Ninjago fan, isn't he?
He loves a bit of Ninjago. Good set. I like the Megs, but they're good sets. So he's asking, what was the first Lego set you ever bought?
Yeah, so I really don't know this. The first big set I can remember buying is the UCS Slave One, like I said. I remember seeing that getting advertised. And, like, I think it was on Lego.com, right? And I just saw it and I was like, this is amazing. Because it's not really, I know people know it now, maybe more for Mandalorian, but when it was there, it's not a big chip really in Star Wars. It's in a little bit of it, a little bit about it, but I just was like, this is cool. Boba Fett's amazing, and I want to get that set. So that's the one I can remember the most, and mainly just because the Boba Fett in it was the first time we got like a side printing Boba Fett and printing on his little shoulder piece and everything. So that's the first one I can remember. I was a confession. I used to be into Playmobil as a kid. I was too lazy to collect Lego. That involved building. So yeah, I don't remember any sets as a kid. I think I did have a couple of the pirate ones because I do remember those little monkey pieces. They were awesome.
Yeah,
the monkeys.
They've got little minifig hands, haven't they?
Yeah, I really wish they'd have put one of those in Barracuda Bay because that would have really hit the nostalgia for me. But they didn't have one in. But yeah, I think that's the one I can remember the most, which isn't even that long ago because I think it's 2013 or 14, the UCS Slave one, something like that. But yeah,
I think it's 14. So, yeah.
I was an old man when I started actively collecting Star Wars Lego, because it's only been out since '99, hasn't it? Star Wars Lego,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
UCS ones weren't at the start either. So yeah. But I wish I'd have collected more of it because it goes up in price so much. It's crazy. Yeah.
Some of them are just ridiculous price. I've got a few old sets. I've got the Slave one, I think, but it's not the first edition.
Yeah.
The Sandwalker, I've got that one.
Oh wow.
Well, Crawler, sorry, not Walker.
Yeah,
Sandcrawler.
my stepdad went into the attic to get the Christmas stuff out the other day, and he came down with this box and gave it to me and goes, "This is some of my old Lego if you want it." And I was like, "Well, that's cool." Opened it up and it's like the old 8-volt trains. Like it's got
Yeah.
the blue track that you clip together.
Yeah.
I was like, that is awesome. And it still had the instruction booklets, but because obviously it'd been heavily used, it's all sellotaped together. So I was like, this is amazing just to look at this and get to, how much they've changed. And what's crazy is the bricks still work perfectly fine with my bricks. Like it's just so cool how it all still works. But yeah, I wish I'd have got some of the sets that I skipped out on, because like again, going back to Ewok Village, that is a fortune now. And it was at the point where I was like, well, I don't know where to display it, so I'm not going to get it. Whereas now the mentality, and I bet you're the same with a YouTuber, you get a bit of FOMO and you're like, well, I'm just going to buy the Disney castle anyway. And I just store it under the city or out of the way, just in case, because I know I want to build it at some point and I don't want to spend the twice price it'll be when it gets retired. So I'll just get it now. So you end up just having sets that they're just in boxes, but at least you know that if you never are going to build that set, you can then put it on eBay and then use that money to buy another set. So that's my mentality now anyway. That's what I do with it. But
how likely will you put it on eBay though?
Not likely at all. That's the problem. That's the problem. I'm a serious collector in terms of I just love everything Lego. Like I'll just get it and I'll think, well, I might. No, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. It's just stupid. But yeah, I've got the roller coaster from a couple of months back when John Lewis did 20% off, and I wanted it for my theme park, but I don't even have the height for that set. You can see the height there. That's where it would go. I've got no height for it, but I'm never going to sell it because it's just such a cool set that I just know I've got at some point. But I know a lot of people were doing that with the Ospreys, weren't they? The Ospreys were like gold dust, and everyone's like, "Oh, you can get them and sell them." And it's like, if I ever got one, there'd be no chance I'd sell it. I just keep it. It's like just a glorious set. Why would you sell it?
Mine is hidden somewhere nicely out of the way. So
Exactly.
get one, and I'm never going to sell it unless it goes to like 10 grand in a few years, and I might.
Well, you never know. The Millennium Falcon did that at the first UCS one. Then I would have probably gone, yeah, okay. Especially when the new one came out, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll sell that one and buy the new one. It's fine. It doesn't look much different.
Exactly. But that's a brilliant question from General. I call him General.
General Stud. That's what we called in a couple of years when he's got millions of subscribers.
Yeah, we'll call him that. We've got one from, this is a young lad called Orange Bricks. Okay. I think he's like 10, I think he's 11 now actually.
Right.
And he's asking, he's saying, do you have any tips or tricks of growing your channel? He's been trying to grow his channel for a year now, but he's gone nowhere. And he basically keeps saying he's going to give up, and we're saying, no, keep at it. You're only young, you've got a lot of time ahead of you. Yeah. What would your advice be?
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, because a lot of people ask me like, how did I grow so quickly? To me, it's about consistency. It's like with when you work and things. So if you can just put yourself a little plan out, if you know what you can feasibly do in a week, just stick to that no matter what. So I started out doing like 2 vids a week, I think it was. And I made sure that those days I would do it at that time. They are the videos I'm doing. And then if there was stuff that came out, I'd be like, right, okay, I've done those 2 videos this week. They're done. They're ticked off. Now I'll do the other ones. And then from there, so it's always consistent. So if you notice now on my channel, I do 3 vids a week. It's always Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then if I've got anything else, I might slot one in on Thursday. Yeah. And then I do a live stream on Tuesday. So I do a lot of content. But yeah, it's just that consistency, I think, with it. But also just do it if you don't enjoy it, take a step back. I honestly do think maybe it's worth having 2 weeks off, a month off, maybe. Because you have to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying your content, other people aren't going to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have love for it yourself as well. And I think that is the hardest thing with YouTube, because I know if you guys know who Brother from Another Brick is, BFAB, he had a 2-week break and then he's come back doing some vids and they haven't done that well. And it does really knock your confidence, and it sucks. It really does suck, because you put in a lot of effort and then YouTube won't like recommend your videos out, and it's really, really like not good. And if you think, if that's someone like BFAB doing that, then, you know, how do smaller ones? But you just gotta pick yourself up and just keep doing it. So like, I did a couple of videos of the day for the new Mario wave. Some of them are done well. One of them's like not done very well at all, but you know, you just put them out there, see what does well, see what doesn't, and you kind of learn from that. But yeah, in terms of growing your channel, I just think, yeah, just be yourself, have fun doing it, and hopefully it'll come from there. If you're struggling to get views from that, maybe look at other YouTubers that are around your same kind of size, and you kind of grow with them. So I know you're really big friends with Cabbage Face and Lego Dad UK, and me and Bricklicker. We've kind of all we started at a similar time, didn't we? And then kind of you know, you chat and you get in a little bit of a group together, and from there you can maybe recommend each other's videos or watch each other's videos. That always helps. So yeah, usually it's finding like a little community of people as well. That definitely does help.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah. But yeah, in terms of YouTube, man, just keep doing it. Like if you enjoy doing it, you enjoy having fun, that's the best thing you can do. You know, even if you look at the bigger YouTubers, some of them struggle. Like I don't know if you know who Cool Factor is. He used to work for Brick Vault. He was the cameraman. And then they had to cut back because they weren't making as much money. And then he started his own channel. Now his own channel doesn't get anywhere near as many views as what he did before, but he loves doing YouTube, so he's going to keep doing it anyway, and he's going to keep going. And he applied to LAN and stuff, and he just keeps at it. And that's kind of all you can do, really. And hopefully one day you'll get picked up on the algorithm. So, I mean, I think Mr. Beast has been doing it for 10 years, and he only got big like 2 or 3 years ago. Like he was doing videos and no one was watching him. And then all of a sudden it picked up and he went like massive.
Yeah, now making a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's the biggest YouTuber in the world. And like I say, you've got time on your hands as well. Me and Martin, we're old. We've only got about 5 years left on this planet. Yeah.
You're not even grey yet.
I don't think I ever go grey. I'm haunted with ginger hair for life, I think. So.
But it is a tough game, isn't it? It's like I'm still on. Well, I'm down at 744 subs, which I'm really happy with. Yeah. I'm enjoying the content. I love doing these Q&As.
Exactly.
Something I didn't think I'd ever do is like talking to other people and asking questions for people about stuff. And I really enjoy doing this because I get to catch up with people like yourself, and also we get to like build a little bit of a community with everyone in chat. And I love it. I think it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it.
And I think that's what it is. You you steer your channel to your passions. If that makes sense. Yeah. So you steer it to what you like doing. So because you like doing these, you're just going to keep doing these, and then. Yeah. Hopefully, if you're enjoying them, people who like these will enjoy watching them. Do you know what I mean? So it's that kind of. It's really hard. It is really hard, and I do get like, if I had it my way for my channel, it would be Star Wars reviews. Is what I would do. Like everything to be Star Wars. But the thing is that that's a massively saturated market. You've got M&R, Solid Bricks. They're huge. They get the sets early. They've got a really big audience. So by the time I got my X-Wing review out, it'd be 3 weeks late, and everyone's already seen it, so you won't get those views. So you just have to do the things you enjoy doing, but at the same time, you've got to find it as a niche as well. So it's tricky. It is really tricky.
Brilliant. We'll go to the next question. We're going to wish obviously Orange Bricks all the luck, and just like I say, just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, man, exactly. Just enjoy yourself. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Next question is from Our Lego Life. I don't know if you've seen their channel. They do some.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Steph watches all of their stop motion stuff.
Yes. Crazy. Don't know how they do it, but there you go. So they got a question there. Obviously, a great channel. Do you display all your sets that you review? Or is there any of your favorite ones, and how do you choose which ones you review?
Okay, so in terms of displaying sets, I do display all of them. There are some that I don't like as much as others that I bought, and then and they go on like the bottom shelf. But most of my sets, actually, weirdly, then it's not really a display as such. It's more I buy them to go in the city. So I've got an idea for them, and then they'll get integrated into the city. So they're not really displayed like the cars or the camper van, or even Moss Eyes. They've got an idea for doing Galaxy's Edge with that one, so that's going to go in there. So mainly my ones that I really display are my movie collection. Like I've got the Jurassic Park gate right here at the moment, and then like the Star Wars big ships, because they're not going to go in the city and they look awesome. I'm probably going to get to a point this year where I'm going to have to probably make the decision of which ones don't get displayed. And that's when I think it'll be harder to decide which ones will have to go in the bin, not a bin, but the Lego bins that you put under. Yeah,
it's not in the bin.
Yeah, not in the bin. Yeah, I said that to someone the other day. I was like, "Oh, I think that tie dagger is going to go in the bin," and they were like, "What? Don't throw it away." No, I didn't mean to throw it away. I meant it's in the Lego bin. Like The only ones that I don't display, really sadly, because it's one of my favorite themes, is the Super Mario ones. And that's because I've tried to display it and it just does not display well. They're just like little bits of. So what I've done with those is I've packed all of the playable features in a box, and then all the figures I've displayed instead, and a couple of the big buildings like Bowser's Castle one looks quite good to display. But everything else is really hard to display for that set.
That makes sense. Doing it that way.
Yeah. And then in terms of what stuff I find to review, I literally just buy Lego that I like myself and review them. And then, like I said earlier, with the Star Wars ones, I buy pretty much all the Star Wars ones. But for those, it's more of a time. I don't think it's worth my time reviewing them because I don't think people are going to watch them. So when I buy the Star Wars sets, I more do them on like a live stream because we get quite a few people watching the live streams, and that's absolutely insane. It's so cool. So at least I've got something to build that they can see. But then they've already seen the review. They've already know that they like the set. So then I just usually make a couple of photos on Instagram or something. So I've done that with the Mandalorian, the baby child Grogu. I didn't review it, but I built it on a stream and then put it on my Mandalorian display. So yeah, so I just basically do. I mean, when I started the channel, I think you're the same, Martin. We're doing a little bits of everything, all the different themes, and trying to find your way. That was more because I moved from Star Wars, and I was like, wow, there's sets here that don't have stickers that are awesome. Why does Lego Star Wars? And then I'm like, oh my God, the Speed Champions, that's got 500 times more stickers than Star Wars. So it was like, I was trying different niches just more because I was excited with the different themes. But then I probably don't do the Speed Champions now. I don't do like Harry Potter that much unless I'm putting it in the city. So I did like the Night Bus the other day because I think that one was cool in the city. So yeah, I hope that's explained. I'm not rambling on.
That's a really good question. Good answer, because it's quite a hard one to do. On the theme of how you decide things, Eileen Park is asking, she loves your Christmas setup, and she said, how do you decide what goes in that set?
So yeah, so that is very much like, I don't know if Eileen, if you've got a city or not, but it's basically trial and error for my city. So I've done my city 3 times. I think I've done YouTube now for almost 10 months, and I've rebuilt my city 3 times already. Because you learn every time you build something. Like you learn something different, or why did that not work? So for the city downstairs, for the winter one, it was more the fact that we weren't having Christmas dinner this year. So I had a big table that wasn't being used, and I'm just going to do a winter village. And Steph thought, it's cool. So same with the city. You start off with the train track first. So I did the train track first, and then I looked at what base plates I had. Now I only had a couple of white ones, so I put them in the middle of the train track, and that looked okay before you like clip everything together. And because we had a massive gap one side, I was then problem solving, like, oh, what do I do there? Because it looked odd. So that's when I decided, I'm going to put a few modular buildings there because I was doing some work up here on the city. Anyway, so I moved them downstairs and put the road in front of that. And that's where the skeleton got to. And then from there, it's pretty much getting the Steph's been collecting those winter village sets for years. So we had them all anyway. We just basically dotted them around, see which ones worked best. And then from there, we just decided that, like the German markets in the UK and stuff, we thought kind of what figures would do and what we've seen at those when we've gone. Yeah. And it kind of grew from there. Each week we just did a little bit more and kind of married it up what bricks we had. And then at the end, there's a massive gap in the middle that I couldn't think of what to do with. So I knew there was one that Steph really wanted, which was the Winter Village Market, I think it's called, with a carousel. So I did some eBay hunting, and I'm sure Martin's the same, and most people watching this are the same. You look at it, you see it, and then you go, go on then, and then bought that. So that kind of just then got plonked in the middle. so that was the Winter Village. So yeah, basically it's trial and error, just like with anything in Lego. And I think that's the awesome thing about Lego. You can just, you put it down, you go, that doesn't look right. You can just take it all up again and try again. I think that's what's so cool about it. It's just such a, and it's relaxing as well. So yeah, we enjoy doing it.
How long is your village going to stay there for? Not long.
Well, actually, probably after this video, I'm going to start taking bits of it down because I've run out of train track now for back here. So I need to steal some of the train track from downstairs. So that's one of the more annoyances, I think, with building something that's only there for a little bit of time. It's going to take ages to take down. Like that is going to take a long time. So I think we're going to have to start now, because if you are like, what do you call it? Like, you're supposed to take your decorations down before a certain date, aren't you, in January? Yeah. So we'll have to do that. So yeah, I think I need to start now. I think it'll be a 2-week.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, and also like once the Christmas buzz is gone, you're like, oh, sick of these pets now. It's not Christmas anymore.
But while we're talking about cities as well, we've got another question about the cities.
Okay.
You've done a video recently. This is from Brixworth.
Okay.
So you've done a video on the new road plates
Yeah.
and how to raise them so they meet up with the other bases. So
Yeah.
he's asking, I don't know if you'd know this, but I ain't got a clue about base plates. He said, how much average cost would it add to the system if you were to do it with the new plates? How that is, or is it worthwhile buying the older ones before they get discontinued?
Okay. So the question is it worth spending the extra on the new ones or stick with the old ones? Is that
Yeah,
kind of
I think that's what he means. Yeah.
okay? So for pricing for the new ones, I have no idea. I would say probably around, if you're not using the under base plates, it might be about £10 a modular, but that is literally a finger in the air guess. But I think the beauty with raising Lego buildings is that usually you do have a lot of spare plates around. So it's just using plate. They don't have to be a certain color, bar the top layer. So you can do it however you want with that. And a lot of people said in my suggestions for that video, which is awesome, is like, you don't even need to use the base plates. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. You can take them out. So if you removed those, then it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper because half base plates are really expensive. I only know that you can get them on bricks and pieces. In
Yeah.
terms of would I stock up on the old ones, I personally have a hunch that I don't think they're technically old ones. I
Yeah.
have a hunch that they're just going to sell both of them at the same time. I think that the smaller ones they are testing the waters with to see if anyone likes them or they hate them. And I think the old ones are going to stay. But I just want to remind people that like 12 months ago, before these new base plates came out, in the Lego City community, everyone hated those base plates, as in the old ones that you're calling it,
Yeah.
because they're rubbish. They sell them in weird packs together. They are expensive, whether you like it or not, and they don't look very Lego-y because they're just like printed on. So it's a bit pointless. So I think that's why Lego decided to do the new ones. So whether you're like, I think now they've seen the new ones, now everyone's like, oh, the old ones are better, but they're kind of neither of them. I think are right still. So I don't think I'd stock up because you can get them on Bricklink anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much on them. But if you can get them at like, if Amazon are selling them for like £5 for 2 or something, yeah, maybe if you want to stock up because you can always resell them. That's the great thing about Lego.
Yeah.
There'll be people that hate the new road system, so they'll want to buy them. So then you can maybe sell them later on if you're not going to use them. So you could do that. But yeah, I just feel like with Lego, just accept it. Have a look at experimenting with it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, really. But yeah, everyone seemed to think that I like designed the new Lego road plates because I think I was the only person that was like a little bit positive towards them. So
I like the look. I like the look. They've got a very nice look to them, and
yeah, I think they look pretty cool. And I think also, weirdly, I think this is amazing, but people in other countries like America and stuff watch my channel, which is just unbelievable. But I think over there, they have massive houses. So they have massive Lego cities. I've got like this room here, which looks, I mean, this is massive for England to have this amount of space for a city. But if I just wanted to do a simple road that goes around my city, that is literally 2 base plates in thickness. That's like half of my city. So it's like, do I want to spend 2 base plates on that? Or do I want to spend 1 on that? Because that's literally, it's half the size, 1. And then you have an entire row for another set of modulars. So that's kind of my thing is like, do I want roads or city buildings? And obviously you want more city buildings. So that's why I'm more positive towards the new ones. But I do hope that Lego comes out with maybe more variants of it and helps with that. And I do hope that they may come up with something that's like a big, thick plate or something that makes it easier for raising the older ones, because they haven't really solved that with what they've got at the moment, which is it's just silly expensive. But then if you own a city, cities are expensive. So yeah, if you want to get lighting kits, they're like a couple of £100 each to get a lighting kit for 1 building. So yeah, it all adds up. Lego's expensive. It's annoying, but it's an expensive hobby.
Definitely is. But good question, brilliant answer. We're going to go to the next one. I think we've got a few left still. This is from, I don't know who he is, Brick Clicker. May have heard of him.
Is that a guy that looks like a fish?
I think you don't really see his face often.
yeah. I'm pretty sure he's got hideous boils on his face. That's why.
So he's asking, will you ever get the city main square for your city? He's like, what do you think of his puns?
Well, first answer is no. I don't know if you know what set he's on about there. It's the terrible one with the fake monorail one that they've done recently, but it's exclusive to the Lego store, and it's £180 for what looks like a £90 set. So it's like,
Oh, is that
no,
all the different bits, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
which one.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the set itself looks okay, but it doesn't look like £180. If you look in the
Yeah.
store, you have that next to Assembly Square. They're the same price. You just think, what? No chance. Like, no chance. So yeah, sadly, because it's exclusive to Lego, then it's never going to drop. It's never going to have a sale. So I'm just not going to get that. His puns, I don't think they're very punny. There you go.
No,
But yeah, no. Puns, I hate puns, but they're more like dad jokes, aren't they? So maybe I'll get into them as we get even older and older.
yeah. You probably will. The next question we're going to move to, I love this question. I think it's really good. From Snap to Grid Bricks. He's basically saying he loves the channel, loves the concept of these videos, and he said you hit the lottery jackpot with having your partner as part of the journey. So he's asking, how much of an influence does she have with your hobby?
I think it's the other way around with us. I think it's what I have an influence to her hobby. Yeah, it's still not good though. So I got her into Lego really because she loved the Lego Winter Village sets, but that was mainly because I've always bought these Star Wars advent calendars. So having little Christmas things, I think she liked the look of that, and then realized that they did Lego winter sets. So she then started buying those. But with the channel in particular, it's really not good because we egg each other on for things that we find when we like hunt for stuff. So we were on, this is an example. I was on Cut the Craggle stream the other night, and Generic came in the chat and was like, oh, did you know that the Entertainer has the new Lego 2021 sets in? And I was streaming, I was building, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, wicked. Go over there, guys, if you want to get the new 2021 sets. And then after the stream, we were chatting, and I flicked on and had a look, and it had like the new road plates and some of the Mario sets. So I went to text Steph from downstairs because we're that lazy, because you've got a Mac, you know how like it all technical goes. I'd already seen she'd sent screenshots buying Lego City and Mario sets. She'd already bought them, like, oh, I got them for you whilst you were on the stream. so there you go.
It's nice, isn't it? But
yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, it's not good for your wallets. We're saving up for our wedding this year because we, had to push it back with COVID and stuff. And like, yeah, it's not good. I think we're just gonna have to build the entire wedding out of our Lego that we've got because, it's not healthy.
Where you are now.
yeah, but yeah, it's like we were saying, Lego is an expensive hobby. We're both lucky enough to have good jobs that you can kind of fund it a little bit, but even at the moment, I don't think we can fund it as much when we're out of COVID because you can save on like petrol costs going out, you can't do, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's not healthy when she like finds something on eBay and it's like, oh, here's Series 2 CMF series, brand new sealed in bag, and you're like, I need to get it now. I need to get it. So yeah, you definitely egg each other on. But at the same time, then you look at all your Lego and you go, we've got an addiction. We need to stop.
It is an addiction, isn't it?
But it's a massive addiction. I just think for me, I started off doing it earlier this year as something to be away from the computer. But then with doing YouTube, it's more on the computer because you're live streaming, you're doing this now, you're editing videos. It's like, oh, probably didn't think it through that much. But but yeah, so answering that question, it is definitely cool. It's cool to have a hobby together, but at the same time, it's also a negative in terms of you spend more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to that answer because I saw the question. I thought it's going to be interesting, this one.
But at the same time, it's also, I suppose, like, I know with you, like, if you're putting a Lego set out somewhere in the house or something, your miss will be like, why is that there? What is it doing there? At least with us, it's not too bad of like, she doesn't mind if that Lego set's there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we're going to move to the next question. This one's from Brody. I never say his name. Brody Mordecai.
Oh, yeah. I know Brody.
He's saying, what do your friends and family make of you doing the Lego stuff? And do you use YouTube as an excuse?
Yeah, I think I get this a lot from Brody asking, like, I don't know whether it's to do with, I know as you get older, I know there's like kids in the playground or like even uni maybe that may like laugh at you for being into Lego or something. Maybe they think it's for kids, but I think it's because they have a narrow mind and don't look outside of, they haven't probably even looked at Lego. They just go, oh, that's Duplo. So for my friends and family, as you can see with my hauls and stuff, they're not made up. The birthday haul, the Christmas haul, they are from my family and friends that buy me Lego because they know I'm into it. Like, and they know it probably a little bit more than average people because they've seen my collection. They've seen that it's not all kiddie stuff. It's, complex buildings, 18 plus sets. So to me, if I like talking to you, Brody, like I'd say like if people are doing that to you, they're not real friends. They're not, they're probably just, I don't know whether they are, not comfortable with themselves, maybe. I don't know. But just do what you like doing, man. And you'll find people that like doing that as well. That's how I found it. Yeah. And it's like Comic-Con. If you look at someone outside seeing into Comic-Con, they'll be like, what are these weirdos doing dressing up like Batman and stuff? Do you know what? I think it's cool. So you'll just find other people that think it's cool. That's kind of how the world works. Everyone's different and everyone likes things for different reasons. Do I use YouTube as an excuse? No, not at all. But I do use it as an excuse to myself to buy more Lego. I think that's more the thing. So I definitely have more Lego because of YouTube, because it's always like, oh, well, I need that set for my next city update, or and then you end up buying more of it. But in terms of my love for Lego, definitely not for YouTube. I've been into it way before YouTube, and I'll be into it way after YouTube as well. So I don't know what are your thoughts on it, Martin? Is it the same with you, or do people find
everyone knows that I love Lego? So yeah, I think they just got to the point where they accept it and they know. It's like Christmas this year, I didn't get any socks.
That's a bonus.
I've got no socks. But I got about, I don't know, I think like 18 different Lego sets, and they're all big sets apart from the brickheads, which I'm going to blame you for that. you and Bricklicker, you were like,
Bricklicker was the same for me because I was catching him up on his CMF series, and then he's like, "Well, I've got all the brickheads," and I was like, "They do look kind of cool, actually. Might buy one or two of these."
Bad, isn't it? It's just like a vicious, it's like a rabbit hole in it. You just get something. It's like, yeah. So I've got another 4 brickheads for Christmas, and
brickheads are awesome.
Yeah, more money to spend.
Yeah, that's the problem, because they're like small, so you think, oh, they're not too expensive, but then if you look, there's like 100 or 200 of them. You're like, okay, that's still like £3,000.
I found somewhere local that's got, I think they got the Han Solo one.
Oh wow!
And a couple of others that are only still like 10 quid. So I'm going to go in there, hopefully after this tier 4. I think anyway, and I'm going to go grab some.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's another thing with being YouTubers. You more know what retired sets are worth as well, in terms of if you see them on a shelf, you're like, oh my goodness, they've got, Battle of Scarif, and that's been retired for 2 years. I'll pick that up. Or I know there was one, my friend went down to Cornwall, and he was like, he found a toy store, and he's like just sending a video around to me going, are any of these worth one? I'm like, that's the people pack that I need. Can you pick me up? So yeah, you probably know it a little bit more, so then you spend more as well, because you know what stuff's worth, or if you had to buy it on the aftermarket.
It's quite bad, isn't it? I went into a garden centre, and they had, this was last year, they had a Red Hulk versus Hulk set.
Oh yeah, the 2 big things.
Yeah, and it was £54. So it was RRP, and I was like, I've got to get that.
Yeah.
About 120 now. I haven't opened it yet, but I probably will do.
I was looking at the X-Wings, like the X-Wing from 2018, is it? That's like now like 150 on eBay.
Yeah.
Where I never picked one up because I was like 90 quid. That's a bit expensive for an X-Wing. And now it's like double the price because the new one's not quite as big as the old one. So people are like scrambling to get it now.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the question of the the AFOL kind of community thing, I think Lego do also know there's an issue there, and that's why they're doing the 18 plus sets, and then we're advertising it for an adult audience. So I do think the black boxes and things will definitely help, because I don't know if you're like this, Martin, but I've had a lot of people on when I've done the D2C sets that have come just to watch that video. Like I had a couple of guys that were like, oh, wow, that Ecto 1 is awesome. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. So they're not really into Lego, but they may want to have like one piece of Lego nostalgia towards Ecto 1. And I think that was the same with the NES earlier in the year as well. If you look at IGN, if you watch any of the IGN stuff, you'll see that most of them have that NES in the background. Like they're not obviously into Lego, but they have that NES because it's awesome that that's built in Lego. So I think maybe the collecting wise, there's not as many AFOLs that collect Lego as massive, but I reckon you'll be surprised how many people actually do have Lego that are adults, that at least one or two things, because it's cool. So
and like I say, if it pulls on your heartstrings as well, and you remember something I remember that when I was a kid. Yeah,
I think
definitely.
Lego have definitely done that this year with nostalgia. It started with Barracuda Bay, with like the nostalgia of pirates. Then they did it with Haunted House, which is the nostalgia of all the adventures sets. And then they've just like kind of done it with Ecto One, and it's just mental. They've just really pulled, and the Batwing as well, 1989.
Yeah,
It's all the nostalgia sets. So
it's crazy, isn't it? But no, that's a brilliant question. We're going to move on to the next one. This is from Jewel Face. This is quite a good question as well. He's asking, what did you expect from your channel at the start?
What did I expect? A lot of people don't know this is actually my second channel. So I already knew what to expect with starting a channel on YouTube, and that's that most videos won't get over 10 views when you start doing it. I don't know. I don't really expect anything, to be honest. Okay. So the reason that I started the channel, let's put it that way, was I'd already got a little tech channel, which tech is really hard to get into. And I just did that for fun, really. Me and Steph did a mini break to London, even though we both work there, which is a bit weird. But we did a mini break to London anyway, and wanted to go to Leicester Square and stuff. And we went in a Lego store there, and we were planning our wedding at the time. And we thought it'd be really cool because we were both into Lego to do little minifigures like that you could make of all the guests. And they had like Series 19, the Series 2 Disney, and the new Marvel, not Marvel, sorry, the new DC ones had just come out. So I was like, oh, they're on offer. We'll get a couple of those. And I was like, oh, the DC ones, they're expensive. Maybe I'll just get one. Because it's like, because the others were like £1.10, like, and you could easily stack them. And I was like, I'm not going to get the DC ones because most people don't care about DC anyway. And these were like I think they were £3.50 or £3. And so we did that. And then after we'd gone around, we went into the hotel room for a little bit of a relax. And I put on YouTube in the hotel room and just started typing in minifigures. And Ash and Flash's videos came up and Justy Good's videos came up. And I thought, these are really cool. Maybe I could do a channel on Lego just because I like it so much. So that's where it started. But my expectation was not to get loads of views. It was more just as another fun thing to do. And I didn't really know what it was going to become, to be honest. And I still don't know what it's going to become. Me and you haven't hit have you hit the 1 year yet on YouTube, Martin? Or
yeah, I'm over a year.
You're just over a year now.
I didn't do a video for it or something. I forgot.
But yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna be. I think it'll be a year in March. It's not even hit a year yet. So, but I never expected anything out of it. To be honest, I did it for fun, and maybe I think COVID maybe have accelerated the amount of what I would have done on the channel because with a full-time job and things, if you're traveling, commuting all the time, you don't have that extra time. So yeah, I don't know what it'll become when COVID goes. I'll still be doing the videos, but I don't think it'll be as many as I can do now. So no expectation. I don't think if a YouTuber like M&R or anyone says they had an expectation, they won't have had an expectation. They may have decided I'm going to do this as a full-time thing and put my full heart into it, but I don't think anyone knows what their channel is going to become. Like sometimes they'll hit, sometimes they won't. It's like if you're a famous musician, Ed Sheeran, he used to bust in the underground for years. And now he's like one of the biggest songwriters of all time. But I bet you there's like a Bob Sheeran or a Bob, who's doing that underground thing still now. And he's an excellent guitar player, but doesn't get anywhere. Yeah. So it's just the way the world works.
Yeah, brilliant question. We're going to carry on with that question, kind of. This from Gary Toys. He asked about your collection, which we've already answered that. Yeah. He's asking about your name. Where did you get your name from? I love your name for this, the part of it.
So the name came. So I actually do video work a little bit on the side as part of my job at work because I'm it's called a creative designer. I do a lot of things in the creative space. So brochures, advertising, all that kind of stuff. And we were kind of working on our YouTube channel a little bit. So we got a camera for work and they're like, oh, you can take it home and just learn how to use it sort of thing. So I was like, okay, I don't know really much about cameras. Because when I started my first tech channel, and so from that, I was really nervous on camera and I suffer from anxiety anyway. So when I was doing the tech ones, because tech, Apple Watch is going off, talking about tech. And because tech people really want to know the minute details, you get really flustered. Oh, I didn't say that right. Or, you get it confused. So I was always really anxious doing videos. And so when I did the Lego one, I was like, I could be a little bit more, not as anxious, but the word comes from being in England, bricking it is you're always scared, you're bricking it. So it came from that of being like a really anxious YouTuber and Lego. So I've got a little bit more better at doing front face camera. I'm always still very nervous. I hate doing live streams, which people don't realize. They was like, "Oh, you're so calm," but I'm not calm at all. I am really anxious. I always worry. I'm super like the first half an hour before we go on. I am like a nervous wreck. I hate it because I always worry that no one will be there. If that makes sense, like that no one wants to watch, or you've been cancelled overnight and you didn't realize it, sort of thing. So there's all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's where it came from. It came from bricking it, being scared, and from that, I hadn't realized loads of people have bricking it as a name though. It's like there's someone's like ing or brick on it or brick and it, and there's loads of. So it is a cool name, but it's really hard to find in YouTube search because I've got a dash in it, so no one can ever find me anyway.
If you put that in there, your one comes up.
Yeah.
All day long.
You have to put that in. And because it's only variants, because even like if you think about it with you can do brick and then a dash afterwards, it won't show up. And then it's not good to put dashes in your YouTube names. If you start with a new channel, don't do it. Just leave it out. It's not worth it.
I love the story behind that. It's really cool. I think we've still got about 3 questions left. Yeah, if we've got 3 questions left, I'm going to leave one for last. It's a really good question I like every time. Lego Dad UK is the next one, and he says, "We've seen you've been collecting the CMF series.
Yes.
Is there a series or a minifigure you wish you had, but you can't have Mr. Gold?" Because
I can't have Mr. Gold. Obviously, everyone wants Mr. Gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of random minifigures, there's 2 Star Wars ones that I would love. There was like a gold-plated C-3PO that was only available in like certain sets. That's technically that's even rarer than Mr. Gold, I think, that guy. In terms of a generic minifigure, I would have loved to have got Darth Revan, which was like a May the 4th one. I don't have any of those May the 4th ones, but I do have Darth Malgus, who was also in Knights of the Old Republic. He's in the Old Republic. But so that was Star Wars-wise would be those as minifigures. For the series, I managed to get the German football team recently. That was a big one that I wanted. The next big one that I want to hunt down is the Great British Olympic team. That is really hard to get and is really expensive. That would be an awesome one in the collection, mainly because it's British. It's amazing that Lego did a British like CMF series. So yeah, I would love to get that one. Other than that, I'm actually not too far from getting them all now, which is probably really bad because I only started collecting them in March.
Some of them are expensive, aren't they? Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I managed to get lucky earlier. They haven't come yet, but like a guy he had like brand new series, some of them before 5 and things. And his channel also was doing, his eBay store was doing like £10 off if you spend over £50. So I got some of the earlier series for like £80-90, which it sounds expensive, but they're usually around 150 to 200 second hand. These are brand new sealed. Apparently, we'll have to see when they come. But yeah. They are, exactly. But they are super expensive. So it's not something good to collect. But see, I love minifigures. That's what always got me into Lego was the minifigures. So they're addictive. They're like pop figures, except for they're tiny, so you can collect even more of them, which is not good. Yeah,
well, that's a good question. So we'll keep an eye out for your video on that one that you've just ordered. It'd be interesting to see what you get.
If I'm crying on the thumbnail, it didn't go well.
Yeah. Right. So next question is from Corey, my good friend Corey, A&A Hobbies. I think he's writing a doomsday book or something because everything is a disaster. So he says, right, we're being invaded by aliens. They're taking your entire Lego collection back to their home world. They give you a chance to keep 3 sets. So which 3 sets you can keep and why?
So firstly, I never realized that Lego was made in space.
The aliens are going to take them all up and they've come down and we're going to take it
all. Oh, wow, that is a good question. That is a desert island question. Probably the 3 sets, sadly, because one of them is 2 sets combined. It's probably the 3 sets that I kept from before, like I was saying before, which was Jabba's Palace and the Rancor Pit, because they're technically 1 set, but the 2. And my UCS Slave 1. And I think it's just because I've had them for so long now that they've always been displayed in my house somewhere. Because I love Return of the Jedi. It's my favorite movie. But that's really hard. Slave 1 and UCS Millennium Falcon would be the 2 that I'd have to like flip a coin, I think. But yeah, it'd have to be the Star Wars ones, definitely. But if you consider Jabba's Hut and the Rancor Pit 1 set, then I'd probably put my new set in there as well. Depends if the aliens would know that they were 2 separate sets, you see, because they look like 1 set on the side.
Yeah, I don't know how well they're.
I don't know how well their Lego knowledge is.
Yeah, I think they've just got into it, so that's why they want it all.
But yeah, I don't know how that would change in a few years when some of the sets I've got here are retired. Like, you know, like the Actor one's awesome, but at the moment I could just probably go out in the shops and buy another one. But like, when that gets retired, that's probably going to be a really, and certainly the Jurassic Park one, like I love those films. So yeah, that would make it very hard. But at the moment, it's still my nostalgic sets of the ones I've had for so long. But
it's a hard question. I love it. I love those questions. Every time it's got a different, different disaster going on.
I like how mine's space related. I'd probably just go up with them and say, if you're taking my sets, can I just come live with you, please?
Yeah, it'd be easier, wouldn't it? Just
yeah, exactly. Then it'd be what 3 sets do you leave behind? Now that would be a harder one.
Yeah, true. Well, if you've got any friends sets.
Yeah, that's true. Just put all the friends ones on a pile.
Right, we're on the final question.
Okay.
I'll put this one till last because this question gets last every week, and I love this question. So it's from Brick Star Wars Boys 10, and he's asking, "What is your favourite food?"
Favorite food, curry, hands down. Can't go wrong with a good Indian curry. Amazing. I love curry. Probably no one else likes curry the day after I have it, but I like it. So yeah, I think that's probably because I'm from the Midlands. So there's a lot of really good curry houses around here. Like Manchester has the Mile Curry House. I don't know if you ever know that. It is like a mile-long strip, and every store there is a curry house, which is just incredible. But yeah, also being British, fish and chips is always a good one as well. You can't go wrong with fish and chips, can you?
What's your favourite curry? Is there one you've got that's your favourite?
Probably like a Madras, maybe. Like I like it a little bit hot, but not like Vindaloo hot where I'm dying. So yeah, probably Madras or a Balti. If I'm not feeling too spicy, I have a Balti. If want a bit of heat, Madras. But yeah, usually like a prawn one. Used to love the lamb ones, but lamb can get a bit funny sometimes you don't know when they've cooked it, if that makes sense. Sometimes it can be
sometimes a bit
really chewy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always find like the king prawn ones the better ones. But yeah, so yeah, curry's key. I don't know how good curry is around the world, but in England, in the Midlands, it is spot on. It's really good.
I like a chicken / boona. That's what I like.
Boonas are pretty decent. Yeah. As far as any curry to me, I'll probably have anything. Like probably my least favorites like the coconutty ones, like the kormas and stuff. But if someone was offering it me, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll have that. Like,
I describe the korma as baby food.
Yeah, it is. It's my mum always has a korma, and you look at it and you're like, that doesn't look like the rest of what we're all having.
There's that texture. It's like, what is that? It's like bitty.
Yeah, it even looks like baby food, doesn't it? Like,
it's not nice.
Yeah.
I don't often get a curry because the wife doesn't eat curry, but she'll eat Chinese.
Oh, okay.
We usually go Chinese now, but another time I'm gonna have to just go divert. I'll go get a curry and then
you just do like Just Eat or whatever, where you can like pick different things now. That's the great thing about Just Eat, because but yeah, Steph's not massively into curry either, to be honest. It's more of my family like it, like my mum and stepdad, so we always had it then. But yeah, she's more into Chinese food or pizza. Steph likes pizza a lot, which I'm not that keen on pizza, weirdly. It's okay, but I don't see
we make our own usually once a week.
Oh yeah. But homemade's way better. Homemade's way better.
I haven't got into making my own dough yet because I don't really want to risk it. I tried doing stuffing balls once.
Oh, okay.
The mixture just got stuck to my hands. And I couldn't roll the ball, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Can you help me?"
Put your hands in the oven instead. It's fine.
I should have done, it's literally stuck, and every time you try to take it off, it gets stuck again,
it's like glue. You're supposed to put flour on your hands, aren't you?
I did, and it got worse. I was just like, I'll give up. I was like, I'm not doing anymore. So now we just buy the normal like Paxo stuff, put it in a jug, use an ice cream scoop to get it perfect. Done.
There is some things though, isn't there, where it's no point doing homemade. Like some things are just easier to get, just packaged. Yeah. It's like I think like what's the pastry stuff called that's like crumbly?
Like the phyllo pastry.
Yeah, the phyllo pastry. that is a nightmare to make yourself. Just get it pre-done. Like
Yeah.
it still tastes homemade afterwards because you do your own fillings. But just don't bother making that from scratch.
Yeah, people go, did you make this? Yes, I did.
Yeah, of course I did. Look how homemade it looks.
Cool. But that was the last question. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. It's been absolutely
Thanks, man.
brilliant.
Thanks for having me on.
Had a good laugh. Anyone that's watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, there'll be a link in the description to Brick and Its channel. So please, if you're not subscribed, go check the channel out, get subscribed. It's been really good fun having this chat with you. I'm probably not going to edit a lot out of it because it's nearly an hour, and I don't see the point of editing stuff when we do this because it's quite nice. It's almost like a live stream, but it's
Just take the bit out where I ran around the room naked. Yeah, just cut that bit out. And
yeah, I'll cut that bit.
Cool.
I didn't want to look at that.
I don't think anyone does.
No, thank you for coming on, Chris. Really appreciate it.
No worries, man.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again soon for the next Q&A. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.